Some news stories for you from Ethiopia. Firstly, viewers, Ethiopian youth have been seen lining up outside Russian embassy. Long queues have been seen outside Russian embassy in Addis Ababa. Is Russia recruiting Ethiopian youth to fight in Ukraine? Ukrainian embassy in Addis Ababa has released a statement. Secondly, viewers, two Fano brigades today met in Dessie, South Wallo zone of Amhara region, and the two brigades have chosen a common commander who will lead Eastern Amhara Fano. Thirdly, viewers, while in the Oromo region of Ethiopia, a military campaign is underway against Oromo Liberation Army. It is starting to have its repercussions in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Main road which links Dessie with Atayai, Shiva Robit with Addis Ababa, it remained closed for several hours. The road was closed in the Amhara region of Ethiopia in North Shoa zone of Amhara region of Ethiopia and Oromia special zone of Amhara region. What happened there? Why is that the road was closed there? Clashes between some ethnic groups there. It seems that military operation against Oromo Liberation Army is going to have serious repercussions in neighboring regions too. Firstly, let's start with a new story from Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Watch this clip from outside Russian embassy in Addis Ababa. Watch the clip, then we'll talk about this clip. You saw, viewers, dozens of Ethiopian youth lining up outside Russian embassy in Addis Ababa. Why are these Ethiopians being seen in large number outside Russian embassy in Ethiopia? What is official position of Russian embassy and Ukrainian embassy in Ethiopia? Russian embassy says that these Ethiopians came to embassy to show their support for Russia in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, that some of them don't have embassy's phone number, don't have access to internet. That is why they came to embassy to support Russia. How convincing is this Russian justification? What does Ukrainian embassy in Addis Ababa says? Ukrainian embassy says that Russia is recruiting Ethiopians to fight in Ukraine, that Russian undercover agents are working close to and at Russian embassy in Addis Ababa, and Russian diplomats are involved in recruiting Ethiopians to fight in Ukraine. That is what seems to be the case, viewers. We saw a similar report from another African country, Senegal, where Senegalese government warned Russian embassy, which was involved in recruiting Senegalese youth to fight in Ukraine. We are seeing the same thing happen here in Addis Ababa. Question is Ethiopian government backing this thing? Because we know that Ethiopian government backs Russian position about Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ethiopian government backed Russia in UN General Assembly during some sessions of UN General Assembly, Human Rights Council about Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ethiopia supported Russia So is Ethiopian government backing this recruitment of Ethiopian youth by Russian embassy? By the way, viewers, all Ethiopian forces, regional forces, federal forces, all Ethiopian armed groups, they are involved in recruiting youth. We have seen massive recruitments in Fano, in TDF, in ENDF, Oromo Regional Force, Amhara Special Force, OLA. So all forces are involved in recruitments. It seems that now Russia wants to jump on the bandwagon as well. The government must intervene. Russia should be stopped from recruiting Ethiopian youth. Ethiopian youth should not be a cannon fodder for Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ethiopian youth has already suffered a lot, viewers. Since the start of Tigray conflict, Ethiopian youth is one of the worst victims of this conflict. Ethiopia has lots of its problems. It should not be part of any conflict abroad. It should not let its youth be used as a cannon fodder. A very strict message, a very strong message should be sent by Ethiopian government to Russian embassy that it should not recruit any Ethiopian youth for to fight in Ukraine in support of Russian forces. It seems that Russian embassy staff is involved in recruiting Ethiopian youth. We know that Russians are recruiting fighters in the Middle East, especially in Syria. I think in several videos I spoke about that Russians had established some recruitment camps in Syria. Same could happen in Africa too. Now, it's the responsibility of African governments, of Ethiopian government to intervene, to stop Russia from the recruitments. If the government wants to stop, that is the question. Does Ethiopian government want to stop Russia from the recruitments? That remains to be seen. Secondly, viewers, two Fano brigades chose a common leader today, a common commander today. We know that several Fanos are operating in the Amhara region. Gondar Fano has a separate organization. Gojam has Zamina Kasi and other commanders. Volo is newly established Fano, Eastern Amhara Fano it is called. Most conflicts between government forces and Fano members are being seen in Volo. A few days ago, we saw that in Kobo and Waldia, people protested in support of Fano members. Government forces tried to disarm a Fano commander. His name is Mere Vodajo. Later, he was released, though government forces detained him. ENDF commander detained him, later he was released. The meeting happened today in Dessie, where some Fano factions met, Eastern Amhara Fano sections, and they have chosen one commander to lead two brigades of Fano, Menelik Brigade, Asa Minyo Sege Brigade, and Mere Vodajo will lead these two Fanos. So Mere Vodajo has now become Eastern Amhara Fano commander. He was arrested by ENDF a few days ago. Then we saw protests and ENDF had to step back. So Fano is trying to bring some sort of organization, some sort of discipline in its organization. But as I said earlier, there are different Fanos in Amhara. It's difficult to control all of them. All of them have different organizations, different commanders, different mechanism of recruitment trainings. Lastly, viewers, ongoing military operation against Oromo Liberation Army starting to have its repercussions on the neighboring regions. First region affected by this operation is the Amhara region of Ethiopia, where ethnic clashes have erupted. I have been updating you about tensions on Oromo-Amhara border. Now we are receiving verified information. main road which passes through North Shua zone and Oromia special zone of Amhara region remained closed for hours. We have confirmed from the ground. Why was it closed? Where was it closed? It was closed reportedly in Atayai, Oromia special zone of Amhara region. Dessie to Atayai and Addis Ababa to Atayai, both sections were closed. The road remained closed for several hours. Why was this road closed? Two important incidents. One happened in Shiva Robi town, which is in North Shua zone of Amhara region. Here clashes erupted between Oromos and Amharas, Amhara forces and Oromo locals. Some say that Oromo locals are backed by Oromo Liberation Army. That TDF retreated from North Shore Oromo last year, but OLA did not retreat. OLA was there in some pockets, and now this OLA is backing some local Oromos. That is why fighting happened. We have obviously no confirmation that OLA is on the ground in Atayai, but we do know that OLA had some presence in some pockets of Oromia special zone, North Shore zone. So fighting firstly happened in Shiva Robit. Then clashes were seen in Atayai as well. Forces intervened, regional forces intervened, but the clashes went on for hours. Reportedly, heavy weapons were used. It's not just a clash between a few persons, viewers. It seems that the thing which happened in Atayai and Shiva Robit, it is indicating that if operation against Oromo Liberation Army continues in the Oromo region, it will have its repercussions in neighboring regions, in Amhara, in Somali region as well. We have received some reports from there too. Hopefully in the next we will talk about that. But in Amhara region, we have this confirmed report that Dessie, Atayai, Addis Ababa, Atayai road remained closed for hours due to Amhara Oromo fighting. Situation is far from being peaceful. Still clashes are being reported in some areas. Some casualties are also being reported. Government is silent. Amhara government has not released a single statement about the ongoing unrest in North Shua zone and Oromo special zone of Amhara region, where there is presence of Oromos. We know that in these two zones, Oromia special zone, North Shore zone of Amhara region, there is presence of large number of Oromos. That is why the ongoing operation against OLA is having its impact on these two zones of Amhara region. Thank you for watching.